A while ago, Nintendo released this, the NES Classic. It has 30 original Nintendo Entertainment System games, and it has a very authentic controller. But is it worth its $60 price tag? NES Classic is much smaller than the original NES, according to my dad, and it uses HDMI out. I'll talk about the various specifications of this device and also the games it can play. So let's talk about the controller. The controller, according to my dad, is very authentic to the original controller, though it does have quite a short cord, which the original controller apparently had a longer one. And the system has 2 controller ports because some NES games have 2 players, though the system ships with only 1 controller. I think it should have shipped with 2 controllers, though you can buy an additional controller. And the controllers use the Wii remote connector, the same one that nunchucks and classic controllers used. So, if you have a Wii or a Wii U and Wiimotes, then you could use this controller to play virtual console games. So let's talk about the options for this system. When you start up the system, you're presented with a row of games. Each one has a box art icon, how many save states you have for that game, and how many players you can play with that game. I particularly like the box arts because it's really entertaining to go through all of the old box arts and see what they look like. Also, along the top of the display, there are a few options you can use for the games. The first of which is display. In display, you can pick which way you'd like to view the games. There are 3 modes. Pixel Perfect, which views it in 8:7, 4:3, which views it like an old TV, and CRT Filter, which views it like an old TV with all the artifacts on the screen. About Pixel Perfect, it's a little known fact about the NES that its output aspect ratio is actually 8:7, and that's why they have it there. Though it looks a bit weird if you played the games before. So I play with 4:3. There is also an option on the top called Manuals, where you can scan a QR code to see some of the manuals of the original games. Though I think they should have put them on the actual system, because that would have been cool to look through all the manuals, and it would have been cool if it was just there next to each of the games. So what do I think of the game selection on this system? Well, there are 30 classic NES games on this system, including some big ones like Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Balloon Fight, Excite Bike, Donkey Kong, just to name a few. And I think if you're a veteran NES player or you're a bit younger, I think that you can all find something in these games. Though there are a few notable exceptions to this list, like Tetris and Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Level, which I think was on the Famicom Classic. And also, on the menu of the NES, you can press select to change what order you display the games in. I prefer the order of release date, so you can see like some of the older games which had older cartridge technology, some of the newer games which have save data, and bigger games. It's a bit interesting to me. And also, if you're in a game and you exit it, you'll see a little flying image of where you were in the game, and if you press down, you can insert that into one of the 4 save slots. And whenever you press down on a game, you can see your save slots and you can click on one of them to load up the game from there. And this is useful for NES games that didn't have save data in them. Though for NES games that did have save data in them, if you try to load up a save slot, it will overwrite all of your save data with that save slot save data. So when you try to make a save slot of a game with save data, it gives you a warning because it's a bit complicated. But overall, I think the game selection on this system is quite good. So what do I think of this system overall? I think if you played some of these games a long time ago and you were looking to play them again, then I think you should get this system. And even if you're younger, you can get this to see where some of the modern games you play came from. And I think it is worth its $60 price, definitely, for the amount of games it has and how long you'd be able to play this. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please could you like and subscribe. Thank you.